Good afternoon. My name's Amber. I'm a flower farmer florist from Blooms on the Hill in Budgeree, and it is the 1st of March. I don't know where the summer's gone, but today it's officially autumn. So, yeah, I feel like this season has flown, and because dahlias just seem to take forever, although mine are looking spectacular here in my flower patch. The ones in my paddock, I'll show you those in a second, they are getting there, but they're nowhere near like these. And I mean, it's been amazing. This year's the first year I've done seedlings, so it's been incredible to see the seedlings, which is sort of this second back here. They're up to here on me. They're huge. It's like wading through a sea of flowers. So that's been quite surprising to see that they actually grow like so well. I'm now doing a lot of prep for the next season, so it's really hard to get your head around. So I'll show you what I've been up to and what I've got planned. Just thought I'd show you the gloriousness that is these dahlias at the moment. This is a new one for me, Carlos watermelon. How amazing is that? It's my sister's wedding, not this weekend, but next weekend on the 11th of March. So everything that is pink and white, pink or white, or pink and white, I'm hoping to have that one, hopefully a lot of that one, hopefully a lot of this lovely tropical dream. They are all perfect for her colour palette. I'm going to be doing her archway, big installation, and 3 vases and a thing for the cake, to top on the cake there. So there's a lot of these that I'm hoping will be looking good by then. I've got a market this weekend, and things will need to be kept cutting. But I'm hoping I'm going to have plenty of flowers. But isn't it just looking great? And here's my cafe au laits. How beautiful are these? So I'm hoping to have, and I've got quite a few of these plants. I'm hoping to have a few. There's another down there. Hoping to having a few for those for this wedding, because they're just the perfect wedding colour. Look at this seedling, isn't that gorgeous? I've been so lucky with the seedlings. Some are a bit bizarre. This one's a bit bizarre. It's a bit floppy. This one's another seedling. It's really strange. But I've had such luck with them. They're great. I could get carried away in here. All right, the paddock is looking a little bit better in terms of colour. There's a bit of height. It's probably really hard to see, but at the bottom of this row there's actually some orange ones. And there's more over here. They're getting there. They're just still really short, so I'm not too sure. Well, there's things to pick, but I don't think we're going to get to a really good pick your own, unless they just go nuts. You know, they'll still go on into April, hopefully. My little heifer, Dahlia, was in the dahlias this morning. Luckily she was over that direction a little bit further and didn't eat anything or step on anything. So this week I've been clearing some of my beds that had zinnias in them. There's a pile. This part of the bed's been cleared. We've put some dried sheep and cow poop on there, which we're lucky to have lots of access to. The sheep and cows come into the stockyards every now and again and make a nice mess, and then it dries out really easily on the concrete, and it's just easy to scrape it up. So I'm clearing a few beds here and getting them ready to put some hardy annuals in. I've got foxgloves and some hollyhocks, and I've got some honesty, which is getting eaten by the snails. A few other bits and pieces. I've got some stock that are coming up. I've got some sweet peas. So there's a few bits and pieces that can go in soon. So that is what is currently on my mind. Now, while I have been clearing out a whole bunch of zinnias that were all dried and horrible, these are all the new ones I put in to replace those that were eaten by the ducks, whether you remember that or not. The ones that are flowering, they were survivors of the great duck carnage. But we'll see how these go. There might not be enough hot weather left for these to get up and going. They had done pretty well in the last few weeks. I'm hoping they might even flower. I don't think so though, but not this weekend, next weekend, my sister's wedding. If any of them that are up are in the pink, look, they could go to the wedding if they're still looking okay. So we're sort of seeing what happens with this bed and then with this bed here, but you never know. We'll just wait and see. And this section here looks like a bear pit. This is actually where I had the peonies, where you can see all the sticks. The peonies were in a real grid formation, which turned out that they're actually a bit close together in terms of trying to get our lawnmower in between them. So it's been a bit of a bugger to mow, hence the fact that it's actually quite long now. I'm thinking of digging these up and putting them in where the cornflowers were this season. So they'll be in rows and they can just stay there and be out of the way. The other thing I'm thinking of digging up is there are actually roses along here. And these were put in new this season. You can't see them again because of, well, the long grass, and it doesn't help that there's those awful blackberries behind. Digging those up and putting those where the cornflowers were as well. The other plan is, these blackberries shouldn't be here. There actually was raspberries along here. There's actually a fence that the raspberries were growing along, and then it's just the blackberries have taken over. So I'm planning on digging all of this out. I'm now getting rained on, that's good. Yeah, get the blackberries out, poison everything, get that fence out that's under there, and then there's quite a long row, and it's quite wide, where I can put a lot of garden bed in here. So since I'm wanting to do vegetables and flowers in together in this area, the more space the better. Right, it's actually raining fairly heavily. This is where I wear a hat, I've got crazy hair. Yeah, which is good because it hasn't really rained much in the last few weeks. So good chance to do some seed sowing because I'm getting behind. With my seed sowing. So I've got lots of things to put in. What was I just saying? Yeah, so where my greenhouse is, right next to here is a hoop house and our veggie patch, and we've never had a garden area in this spot of our property before. So my husband put in some corn, lots of potatoes, some carrots, some beans, a few things, and I know he did it with the best intentions of having a really awesome veggie garden, but he's so busy that he just hasn't had time to weed it, look after it, anything at all. Maybe in the back of his mind he might have thought, oh, Amber will find time to do it. Nah, Amber's so busy with a huge amount of flower garden, a whole paddock full of flower garden, homeschool my kids, all that sort of stuff. So it's unfortunately just got out of control. So the plan with the mixing the flowers in with the vegetables is to help me keep on top of everything. So I will have small, say, metre by metre square of flowers, and next to that some veggies, and then next to that some flowers, and then so on. And that way, while I'm looking after my flowers, just keep weeding a little bit further and do that veggie patch. So that's the plan. It's still going to be the same volume of stuff, but we're just going to have to enlist the kids, I think. Be a good homeschool science project. And I think that way I should be able to keep on top of it a bit better. Building some raised beds would be awesome. But once again, I need to get my husband to get on the job with that. And he's just so busy. Running a farm, shearing, life gets in the way. So we'll see how we go, but that is the plan. What else has been happening lately with the... Yeah, so I'm just going to do some seed sowing now. I've got more rounds of scabiosa to put in, some stock, some snapdragons. I'm not sure if I've got any Godisha left. I can't remember. There's a few new things to go in, like Orlea. That was something else. I'm trying to think what my diary says in my sowing for this month. More rounds of sweet peas potentially. And there's also some vegetables, so cabbage, peas. There was something else. I can't remember. Anyway. So all those things that are autumn sowed and winter vegetables. So right, it's now Friday. and I've just, as you've seen, all those buckets of flowers harvested most of my dahlias for market tomorrow. It's the Ballara Folk Festival, so it's actually quite a big festival. I think last couple of years it's just been online because of COVID crap, so this is potentially the first year back that they've had it. Anyway, I can't remember, but they have a market, so I've never done it, so I'm doing it tomorrow. I've still got more flowers to pick, but it's sort of about 2:30 now, so it's too hot to keep going. I won't take any of the cosmos. There's probably still some more dahlias in the paddock. There's still definitely more here to pick. The cosmos doesn't last. It's going to be about 29 degrees. And I don't want to take any of the pink or white globe amaranth because I'm keeping that for my sister's wedding. As with the flamingo feather celosia, I want to keep that for my sister's wedding. Might pick some of this red one though, and oh, there's other things coming up here. And I should have a go at picking some of this Rebecca to take as well, because it's just sitting here not really doing anything. There's a few carnations that can probably go. So that's the plan. Oh, the ducks are causing carnage there over there. Doing something. Having a swim. Anyway, so yeah, just getting stuff. That's one thing I did do yesterday is I planted some hollyhocks. Never grown these, and some sweet williams and some of these cleared beds. I think they need a bit of a drink. Yeah, always a bit scared of putting things in when there's warm weather coming. At least they're happy. Okay, so we're just gonna do some deadheading now of my cosmos, and I've been picking the dahlias strategically so that hopefully there's enough pinks for next weekend for my sister's wedding. So I've been cutting and leaving as many buds as possible. Other than that, I'm going to finish harvesting this later when it gets cooler, and yeah, market tomorrow. So I will see you next time. Bye. Saturday morning, I'm getting laden up for Ballara Folk Festival market.